going on, everyone? Welcome to Samuel's Music Sanctuary. My name is Angel. Good to see you guys again. Today we're going to do a discussion about music that was released in 1992. I got this idea from watching a video from a YouTuber named Soldier777. I'll put his channel link in the underneath, and you can check him out. It was a pretty cool idea. I thought it was pretty neat watching what he said. He pretty much does mostly Christian music, just like I do. I do a lot of Christian music. That's pretty much my speed, but obviously I like all kinds of music, don't get me wrong. So today I'm going to just go through in no particular order of like what I like the best or, rankings or whatever like that. Just albums that I like that came out in 1992. All right, so the first one, and some of this will be shown on CD and some will be on vinyl. I have way more CDs than vinyl right now. The vinyl's still growing, so bear with me. First one is Stone Temple Pilots Core. These guys were like, when they came out in 92, they were labeled as part of like the grunge. I didn't really see them as grunge. Alternative rock. They didn't really fall in any of those categories. These guys were just rock. I mean, like heavy rock. It was really cool. Obviously Scott Weiland was the lead singer. The DeLeo brothers, great rhythm section there, and yeah, when this came out, this album blew me away. I loved it. It's like a a list of hits. The first song, Dead and Bloated, really good song when it starts. Sex Type Thing was a really big song that came out. Wicked Garden was huge. A couple other songs I like. Creep was a big song. That was like a slower song. Plush was the huge song that came out. That was their first hit, and that really launched them. Really good guitars. I love the sound. Produced by Brendan O'Brien. He was well known at that time. Another shout out, the last song, Where the River Goes. Kind of like a nice long song at the end. So Stone Temple Pilots, Core. All right. Next album to talk about is Fear Factory, Soul of a New Machine. So besides their demos or whatever that was released on Concrete, this was their official first LP. Fear Factory is pretty much known for like industrial metal. They have that sound, very very aggressive, but growls and but with clean vocals and stuff. So this version of the band is Burton C. Bell on vocals, Dino Cazares on guitars, Andrew Shives on bass, and Raymond Herrera, who does the crazy drumming. This is not industrial metal yet. They hadn't really gotten there. This is more in the death metal vein. This album, I don't think they really hit their groove into the next album, Demanufacture, which by many is considered a classic. But this one I like. It's pretty cool. Burton C. Bell's got really cool growls and stuff, and his voice. I like his clean harmonizing vocals. It's really cool. It's got like that cold feeling. I like it though. A couple songs that I like. Martyr I love. Scapegoat. Crash Test. Scum Grief. And Self-Immolation. Those are a few of the songs that I like. But yeah. More in the death metal vein before industrial. They have like some leanings, but nowhere near. This is pretty much almost straight death metal, but you can understand the vocals. So Fear Factory, Soul of a New Machine. Okay, and the next one I'm gonna go for all the non-Christian stuff. I'll say next one that I like. I'll show this on CD, actually then on vinyl, which I have. Ministry, known as Psalm 69. Al Jorgensen, the main man here. They've been around since the 80s. More of back when they first started, it was more synth and keyboards and stuff like that. And then they started changing the sound, much more metal guitar based. This is like one of those seminal albums that everyone talks about, that everyone loves. So I mean, the track listing is like a what. So actually, I'll show you the. So this was released back in. Remember when it was released? I don't know. I say 2021 maybe. I don't remember. This one was maybe. So Ministry here. So you can see the track listing there. You got NWO, which was a huge song. It was featured actually in a couple movies. Just One Fix, another great song. Hero is a pretty good song. Jesus Built My Hot Rod, another classic song. Probably one of my favorite songs on the album is Scarecrow. It's like an 8-minute song. It just kind of drags on, but I love it. So as you can see here, let's see, inner sleeve on the back. Thanks. And then the vinyl itself, just kind of like on the Sire Records, Warner Records. So I believe this is a 180 grams, so it's nice and heavy. So I play this like once, I think, once or twice. But I love this album. Just really good. If you like industrial, it's the way to go. So Ministry, Psalm 69. No, I'll just put that over here. All right. Next album. Sticking with the whole industrial vibe. This is Mortal. This is a Christian band. This is the name of the album. It's called Lucius. This is industrial, but it's more in the vein of like, what is it? Skinny Puppy, I think. Along the sides, more keyboards driven industrial, but really cool album. I like it. Jerome Zahn is the main guy, and Jerome Fontamillas. Those are the two guys. Let's see, a couple of big songs. And Flashed, Mytho X. Fisherman's really cool. If Ever Maria. Cryptic's another one. Really cool song, really cool album. So if you like your old industrial, but more like the keyboard style, dance driven industrial, I recommend checking this out. Mortal, Lucius. Okay, also in '92, we have Jeff Sheets, Dig! Exclamation point. So this is just an instrumental album. Jeff Sheets is he's a shredder essentially. This is his second solo release. His first one was Woodpecker Stomp. That's a really good album. Dig has actually better production value on it. All the songs are really cool. I think he shreds a little more on Woodpecker Stomp than this one, but I really dig it. It sounds great. He's just got great tones. Thrill Seeker, King's Triumph, Lost in the Shuffle. Just a lot of really good songs on here. So this was released on Pure Metal Records, so back in the day. So Jeff Sheets, Dig. All right. Next band, Veni Domine. This is released on Thunderlord Records, actually part of Massacre Records. Swedish progressive metal band. It's epic. I love it. All the songs are pretty much long. On this CD here, on this version, it has the bonus track of Visions. Let's see, Face of the Prosecutor, King of the Jews, In the Day of the Sentinel, Wisdom Calls, Armageddon, Oh Great City, and the last song, which is like 21 minutes, The Chronicle of the Seven Seals, which talks about Revelation. These guys are just great. So Frederick Olson on lead vocals. I'm going to butcher these names, so I'm going to hold it up so you can see. That's who they are. This is if you love progressive metal, you will love this album. The song's a lot. It sounds great. Frederick's voice, he's got that high powerful voice. I love this album. Christian Act, Veni Domine, Fall, Babylon Fall. And actually the artwork here is done by none other than Rodney Matthews. So, pretty cool. Okay. Next that we have, and now we'll go to the vinyl, the rest. I'm going to try to go a little faster here. So in 1992, Live in Sacrifice, Nonexistent. This was released on vinyl for the first time last year, 2022. I pre-ordered it from the band when it first came out. What's cool, it's gold embossed right there with this as well. Nonexistent was their second album. This album, they go for the death metal sound, whereas the first one, the self-titled, was straightforward thrash in the vein of Slayer. I love the music on this album. It's really good. It's heavy. The one thing I don't like is the vocals. But I love the music. I'll listen to the music. It's great. But the vocals, I think, I remember reading Scott Waters from No Life to Metal. He described it as Cookie Monster on vocals. I don't know. I think he was just trying to do something different. I think the producer that they had wasn't the original. I'll show you what it looks like on the inside. What's pretty cool is there's a booklet that comes with this here. So if I can open this the right way without destroying my thing here. There we go. Production value. So as you can see, there's the band, and there's the lyrics, and that's the band members right there. And on the back, you can see band photos. So I think it was pretty well done. I like it. I like the way it came out. Probably the one thing I don't like, it's really hard to. It's just in the style and the handwriting that they had, so you have to really kind of get used to that font. But in the back is a little brief write-up by Brandon Ebel. If you don't know him, he's the founder of the record label Tooth and Nail Records, which started in 1993, based out in Seattle. He says like this is one of the albums that he loved and played all the time. And then, oddly enough, later on when he started a sub-label, Solid State Records, he was able to get and sign Living Sacrifice as the first band on the Solid State imprint. And then you have the vinyl on the poly. So you can see right here, bands. On the other side, Living Sacrifice with the logo, which is very cool. So, I love this album. The music is great. If you can get past the vocals, which some of us may not, I don't know, give it a try. And tell me what you think about it. So, that was Living Sacrifice, Nonexistent. Alright, the next album is Mortifications, Scrolls of the Megaloth. This band was from Australia. They formed from a previous band called Light Force. Steve Rowe, the bass player and vocalist, was the main guy. He was just a bass player from Light Force, but then he wanted to play heavier music. He then formed the band Mortification. He rounded out with the core for the first three albums was Mick Carlisle on guitars and Jason Sherlock, who's a beast on the drums. Scrolls of the Megaloth. This was released on Soundmass on vinyl in 2016. This is death metal. This was actually very well received from many outlets. They did write-ups. They were impressed with the sound. It's just blast beats galore on this one. It sounds great. Steve Rowe has got a great deep guttural sound to his vocals. What's cool about the band? Actually, I'll show you the vinyl here. Red. And really cool. See side 2 as well. What's really cool about the band, on this album especially, is all three of them wrote a lot of the songs almost equally. So Mick Carlisle wrote like 3 songs, Sherlock wrote 3 songs, and Steve Rowe pretty much wrote the rest. This is probably like my favorite Scrolls and Megaloth album, and a lot of people's. You have Nocturnal, which is a cool start. You hear like background noises from the Outback. Terminate Damnation. That's a Jason Sherlock pen. That's really good. Eternal Lamentations, probably one of my favorite tracks on the album. That's written by Mick Carlisle. Raise the Chalice, very cool. Lymphosarcoma is a cool story. It's about Steve Rowe's, I think, grandfather surviving this form of cancer. Scrolls of Megaloth title track, really great song. Death Requiem, really good as well. Necromanicide, another pounder there. Inflamed, really good song. It's probably it's the shortest song. It's only like a little over 3 minutes. Pretty much a lot of the songs are like 6 minutes. And then Eternals are 6 minutes. Termination 6 minutes. 6 minutes. 4.5, almost 5. That was about 6. 4.5. 5. No, it was 5 minutes. Inflamed. The only one that's not on here, and it was released on a 10-inch, was the last song, which I have the CD here. It's called Ancient Prophecy. So this was released originally on Intense Records. See right here. So the last song, Ancient Prophecy. That's an 11-minute, 12-second song at the end. Really cool song as well. Right here, you don't know the band. That's Steve Rowe. That's Mick Carla. And that's Jason Sherlock. Mortification, Scrolls in the Megaloth. Highly recommend that. If you love death metal, that's a classic. I recommend it to anybody. Next album that came out, I'm going to talk about in 1992, was the band, if I can get it out of the vinyl, got the hype sticker there, Die Happy. So, Die Happy formed out of the, 4 of the 5 members came out of the group Vengeance Rising, which was one of the first Christian thrash metal bands. They did the first 2 albums, Human Sacrifice and One's Dead. And the 4 of the 5 guys wanted to do something else. And Roger Martinez, the vocalist, wanted to continue. So the 4 of the 5 guys left. Roger continued Vengeance Rising, put out 2 more albums, Destruction Comes and Release Upon the Earth. And these guys came up with Die Happy. This is the original cover that they wanted. Excuse me. This was what was released originally. Just like a picture of the band and the band's logo, Die Happy. You can see right here. The big difference is the music is heavy. It's metal. The difference is the vocals. They got a killer vocalist in Robin Kyle Basari. I think he sang in Joshua. He sang with P.K. Mitchell. He sang in the band Red Sea. And he's actually singing in the new band Reign of Blood. Or Reign in Glory. Sorry. Reign in Glory, I believe. I screwed that up. I'll try to write that down, which one it was. But Die Happy. Really good album. Renaissance starts off. Perpetual Motion. Those are good songs. Die Happy is where it starts picking it up heavier. Bone Doctor is kind of a fun song. Really cool. Cage originally was written for Vengeance Rising. And they brought it here and they changed it up a little. Real. It's cool. It's got some little bit of blues influence here. The guitars are great on here. So you got the band. I'll show you a picture of the band here. You got Larry Farkas, Glenn Mancaruso. That's Robin Kyle Basari. That's Doug Thiem and Roger Dale Martin. So, sorry, I should do this better. Lead guitarist, lead guitarist. Larry Farkas, Glenn Mancaruso is the drummer. Robin Kyle Basari is the vocalist. Doug Thiem's the lead guitarist and rhythm guitarist. And Roger Dale Martin on bass. And on the other side here are the lyrics, which you can read. This one was released on Rox Records, like I said. And I think I showed this vinyl on another one, but I'll show it to you again anyway. It's really cool. So side A, Die Happy with the logo, the white and black splatter, and then Rox Records logo. So highly recommend it. This is a really great album. The next album after this by them is called Volume 2, and that one goes a little more on the blues side, more of a blues feel. Still rocks, but it's got more blues influence. But Die Happy, self-titled. All right, next album in 92. Tourniquet, Pathogenic Ocular Dissonance. This is when the Tourniquet, like a thrash and metal band. This was released originally on Intense Records, but they also had to deal with Metal Blade. See here, as I let it fall. Production value, like I said. You see here, it's got 12 tracks, and then also added a cover of Trouble's The Tempter. Really cool cover there. That was available on the Intense live record series that Tourniquet did. But anyway, getting back to the album here, Tourniquet. This is the third full length release. This is a gatefold. I see a lot of the band stuff here. It's really well done. This one was released on Retroactive Records back in 2020. So you've got 5 members here. You've got Guy Ritter on vocals. This was the last album that he would be on. This is Victor Macias on bass, Gary Lanier on guitar and lead guitar. You got Eric Mendez, who's another guitarist and lead guitar, and you got drummer extraordinaire Ted Kirkpatrick, the late, unfortunately, Ted Kirkpatrick, as he unfortunately passed away last year. At least he's up in heaven, so we'll see him again at some point. Top tracks here. Pathogenic Ocular Dissonance, really good song. Phantom Limb. Let's see. Spectrophobic Dementia. Say this. Gelatinous Tubercles of Purulent Ossification. That's a really cool song. Incommensurate. Really good song. And then you got a couple good songs. Alec and Hakore. Let's see. The Skizix Dilemma is probably one of the highlights. That's like a 10-minute track there. And this also actually has The Tempter as well. Like I said, this was a cover of Trouble. Really good album. Highly recommend it. It's probably one of their best. Everyone debates between this one and some people like this one. Some people like the one before it, Psychosurgery, and some people actually like the first one the best, Stop the Bleeding. But Tourniquet, Pathogenic Ocular Dissonance. And actually, this was released also. I have this back when this was on Ted's Kirkpatrick's label. This one's a little different layout, whereas this one has, actually, I didn't want to show it. This is more glossy. Actually, you can see here. This is a gatefold as well. It's a little different. See the guys' names here. And you get the lyrics here. And it tells you who wrote what songs and stuff, which is pretty neat. This one was interesting because they included on this is the gatefold 2 LPs. On side D, they included the Skizix Dilemma, which is part of that album. And they also added Skizix Dilemma Part 2, which was from the album Microscopic View from a Telescopic Realm back in 2000. He added it to here just to kind of complete the set. So interesting choice, but it's his prerogative. He's a record label. He did what he wanted to. So Skizix Dilemma Part 1 is better than 2. Part 2 is good, but probably not much. All right, Deliverance. Oh, this is 23 minutes. Lord help us. All right, Stay of Execution. I apologize for the lengths. I'll try to get this a little quicker next time. This was Deliverance's first, second, third, 4th album. So this is the sound where they started changing their sound a little bit. It still had speed metal thrash elements, but kind of slowed down a little bit. This is where Jimmy Brown started changing his vocal delivery style. Kind of a little more in the vein of David Bowie. That's what it's. But if you listen to the first couple albums, he's got more like a high pitch, higher registry, and then this one, he does some higher pitch here and there, but it's not all the time. This is a really good album. It's like a little mix of everything. The first song, Stay of Execution, excellent. Windows of the Soul, great. Words to the, Horrendous Disc, I believe, is a cover. Ramming Speed. That's a really cool song. Slower. Entomb, that's like a speed metal again. And they included a Weapons of Warfare remix. I wasn't really too crazy about that. It's like a shortened version. It's almost like shortened for like radio, which I didn't get. So the band at this time, Michael Phillips was on guitar. This is his first album here. He's a shredder. He's great. Kevin Lee on drums. Brian Carula on bass still, and the main man himself, Jimmy P. Brown, on rhythm guitar and lead guitar as well. So on the one side, we have this here, and then On the other side is a write-up by Jimmy Brown himself about this, at this time in in the band and what was going on. And then the vinyl itself, it's just a black vinyl, but as you can see, there's some Retroactive Records. And then side A and the flame for Retroactive Records there. All right, State of Execution, Deliverance. And last but not least, I apologize for the length, 25 minutes. I hope you guys love watching videos. So, Holy Soldier, Last Train. This is their second album. This is the re-release back in 2017. Rocks Records put this out. This is kind of like a combination of the Japanese release, and so we got the Japanese writing and the American release. So you can see here it's a little different. Stephen Patrick, the vocalist here, he does a great job. Love his vocals. This was a little different. The first one, I really liked. I like this album too. As you can see, there's a vinyl. So you see Last Train, and that picture right there of that right there, that's actually what you see on the cover of the Japanese release. And actually, the Soldier 77, who I referred to before, he actually has the Japanese release, which is pretty cool. And you can see the Rocks record on that side there. There's a couple of standout tracks. I like it. So like this is like these guys are like in the vein of Striper when it first came out, especially the first self-titled album. This one it kind of slows down a little, not as heavy, a little slower in parts, but it's just really good. It's just overall it's really good. Virtue and Vice, great. Crazy, Hallows Eve. They do a cover of the Rolling Stones' "Give Me Shelter," solid. The ballad "Love Is on the Way." Tuesday Morning. Dead End Drive's a good song, and I like the last song, Last Train. There's a really cool feel to it. So, all right, 27 minutes in, and thank you for hanging out with me for showing through all that. But try to throw out as much information as possible. Maybe in the future I'll try to condense down. Let me know what you think. If you like all the explanation and showing everything, I'll do that. If not, if you have a suggestion of me kind of condensing it, I'll do that as well. Until next time, guys, take care. God bless. Later.